Greetings and welcome to Any Questions. This next question is related to the previous one from last week, which was about all of the people that seem totally oblivious to any shift in consciousness and energy on the planet. And so this next question is, with the changing energies and consciousness on the planet, is it possible that just simply living, just simply existing in these times is also helping, is also adding to the shift in consciousness, just simply by existing, being here, experiencing this time? Are we not, in going through this passage, alive on the planet? Are we not involved in the shift, this great transformation? And it's true, the entire planet is being bathed in extremely high frequencies, and on one level it's impossible to escape the effect of this. However, a lot of people are putting huge amounts of energy into denying and suppressing any change. This is an attachment to old and securing identities. And this attachment to previous identities based in suffering and survival and fear. This is manifesting in many, many groups of people, communities of people, banding together to haul in anyone who might be attempting to stray into consciousness. The punishment, quote unquote, for straying from the 9 to 5 sheeple identity is becoming, on many levels, stronger and stronger in communities that are really fighting to maintain a closed, fear-based, survival-based identity. This we can see very clearly in the reaction of the Chinese authorities to anyone who is dissonant with what the prevailing ideas are on what it is to be Chinese. The obedience and complete submission to the authorities, with the supposed acceptance of their superior knowledge and wisdom of what's best for the Chinese people. This is the example that comes most readily to mind for me, because more and more examples of the heavy-handedness of the Chinese government have been breaking in the media. We can see this in many other states around the world where inclusiveness is not even is far from an ideal, and the rigidity of a community identity is violently maintained. This is true in many Orthodox religions and traditional cultures with all the letters and capitals, but it's also true in the suburbs, in the United States and Canada. It's true of any community that has its very, very clear ideas of what is correct, what is appropriate, what one is supposed to do. And as I said, anyone who attempts to stray is very quickly made aware of how wrong that is. So it's very, very important for those of us who are actually aware of and aligned with the shift in consciousness, that we gather together, that we align with other people who believe similar things to what we believe, so that we do not feel alone and wrong and bereft of an identity. I've experienced in the past week, someone who has been sucked back in to the suburban pablum reality. It's very, very difficult. Alone, it's very difficult to make it through the layers of misogyny, dishonoring of the feminine, the valuing of the wounded masculine, and the faith that something else is possible. It's difficult to stand on one's own and maintain one's integrity and dignity, and essential truth. It's so much easier to cave in and to just follow the flow of what has been and what so many people hope will always be. The image coming to my mind is of the person who's covering their ears and going la 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 la, nothing's happening. And not only nothing's happening in terms of consciousness elevation, but also nothing's happening in terms of all of the very difficult things going on the planet at this time. There are many, many people, a great proportion of the population, who is simply doing its best to ignore what's going on, or feeling so overwhelmed by the volcanic change on the planet that that they just can't deal with it, and instead are just putting noses to the grindstone, making sure they're making money, having kids, or continuing with all of the plot lines of our old stories. And so the question, can we simply exist in these times and still be part of the shift and the transition? Not only part of it, but be helpmates in this shift and transformation. Treading water is not working because the current is too swift. The current is swift in two different directions. It's very, very strong in the direction of keeping us mired and imprisoned. And it's also very strong in the current of transformation. I believe that the current of transformation is a tsunami. It's a force that cannot be denied or overturned or changed. At the same time, the people who are putting their huge amounts of energy in trying to swim the other direction, trying to just tread water, in order to stay in one place, you're having to put a lot of energy into it. Let's put it that way. And so everyone incarnate on this planet, all of our brothers and sisters in bodies created of the earth, are here as witnesses and participants in this great shift. And I suppose it depends on our own soul choices, whether this is something that we struggle against, or whether we, and in struggling against it, we incur a fair amount of anxiety and all of the emotions and mind states associated with survival and struggle and fear. Or we can move with the tsunami of transformation, and when we align ourselves with this, we are moved with grace and joy and ease, and are witness to miracles upon miracles. The image coming is of so many doors and portals opening, so much unlimited potential. So that's the best way I think that I can answer that question. We're all part of this transformation, those of us incarnate on this planet. Some of us are resisting it, and some of us are doing our best not to. In doing our best not to, we are adding to the impetus of transformation. And so, thank you for listening. If you'd like to be part of a deeper heart connection with the Heartroot web of community, and if you'd like more support in the work that we're doing of really becoming who we are, the work is totally non-denominational. One can hold any faith that one wishes to hold. It's a series of sharings and visualizations that does not require any kind of shift in one's creed or deepest beliefs. It's basically helping each one of us to actually discover who we really are, whatever that might be, whatever tint and color that might manifest as. And so, if you wish to become part of this, please, I invite you to subscribe to the Podbean podcast. You go to heartrootteachings.podbean.com, and from there you can subscribe to weekly podcasts. So there will be 4 subscription episodes as well as 4 of these free episodes. And it costs $10 Canadian per month. So that's an invitation to you. And other than that, I'll see you next time round.